Hey everybody, it's Kate Beaters. Welcome. I've got a really cool training. I'm going to just, let's see, turn that down. Please say hi if you're there. Let me know you can hear me. Say hi. Let me know who's here, where you're from, all that other good stuff. Let's see, I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm really excited about today's training. It's super important, and I want to make sure everybody hears it. So let's just see. Somebody just let me know you can hear me. Let's see. Well, I'm going to hope you can. All righty, so let me dive in, and again, please say hi if you're there. Um, oh, good. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Every now and then I've done a Facebook Live and people tell me like halfway through, we can't hear you. All right. So I want to talk to you today about what I call the go or don't go moment. And this is super critical because it's a thing that stops us. You know, when you have your goal, your dream, your vision, your desire, whatever it is that you really want to have happen, and then this thing happens, and faster than a nanosecond, it goes and you're stuck. So I want to share with you what to do when that happens. And I'm actually going, so I'm just turning off my phone here. I'm actually going to share um, a really kind of embarrassing story, but something that happened to me recently because, you know, now that I am past it, I really believe it'll help maybe shed some light on when you all go through something like this. So, um, we all have these goals and dreams and things of things we want to have happen, and then something happens, right? Maybe you're supposed to go to a networking event, the car won't start. Um, you sit down in front of your computer to write something, and then the computer's on the fritz. And I just want to see, just, oops, I'll just turn this. Okay, there we go, fix that. Maybe the computer's on the fritz, so then you sit there and you can't do that, or the kids are noisy, or the internet's not working, whatever, and something happens, so you can just kind of like stop yourself from moving forward. So a couple weeks ago, I had been challenged, I'm going to use that word, to figure out kind of a next step of action, something I was trying to do in my business, something brand new. And I was playing around with different ideas, and like nothing was really lighting up. Nothing was really kind of saying like, yes, this is it. And one morning, went for my walk, which I do every morning, came back, made my smoothie, and I put like a dozen different ingredients in, so it's really nice and healthy. And all of a sudden, it came to me. It was amazing. It was like like lightning bolt or something, the way it just hit. It was so powerful. And I got really excited about it. And I'm like kind of saying it over and over again in my mind. And I'm like, yeah, this is so right. This makes so much sense. This is exactly, what I was looking for. And I got super, super excited. And I put some music on because I love music. I love to celebrate. Something I teach my clients, like, let's celebrate. It's important to have all these celebrations. So I'm like, I'm happy and I'm dancing and I'm singing. And I even grabbed Callie, and I'm, poor thing, 16 years old. I'm like trying to see if she'll dance with me. And I was just ecstatic. If you could have seen me, my feet were probably not touching the ground. It was, I was just elevated, and just really, I was high. I was just feeling so good. And then all of a sudden, before I knew it, this green smoothie that I had so lovingly made was all over the place. I had knocked my hand into something, and the green smoothie was all over the place. There was green smoothie on the countertop. There was green smoothie on the appliances. There was green smoothie on the floor. There was green smoothie on me, on my hair, on my face, on my clothes. I mean, there was green smoothie everywhere. The only one who survived without green smoothie was Callie. But it was literally everywhere. It was this huge, thick, gross mess because it was a thick smoothie. It wasn't like a thin, watery one. It was thick because it had like avocado in and all sorts of stuff. And it was just this gross mess. And to top it off, to make it even worse, the glass I had put it in, and I had bought this set of glasses a while ago. I really liked them. They were sturdy, and I really just appreciated them. The glass must have hit at the wrong angle, and it broke. It shattered into like a million trillion pieces. And so to make matters worse, not only did I have this big mess of a green smoothie, I had shattered glass like all over the place. And it was pretty gross. It was pretty disgusting. Um, I'm just telling you, all is really, really bad. And the tears just started rolling down my face because I went from high to low in like a nanosecond. And I just was really, really upset. um, because I had just had this underlying theme of, you know, I had this really great idea, and being a laws of attraction person and knowing that the universe supports us for a higher good, all I could say is like, why isn't the universe supporting me? Like, why is this bad thing happening to me? You know, like I thought I had this great thing and now something bad is happening. And so the tears are rolling down my face, and I was like, well, who's going to clean up the mess? Well, I have to clean up the mess because there's nobody else around, and I can't have Callie clean it up. So it probably took me a good hour to clean it up because it was just disgusting. It was like green slime. It was all over everything. And not only was it cleaning up the mess, but there was also the pieces of glass. And so it'd be okay if I didn't get them all because I wear shoes. If I stepped on it, would just crunch into my shoe. But poor Callie, I don't want any of it going into her paw. So I probably cleaned that floor like a dozen times. And I just had this thing like, I could see myself in that go or don't go moment, like maybe I'm not meant to go. Maybe this is not the right idea. But what I did was I called a friend, a trusted friend, because there's only certain people that you really should talk to about something like this, because you talk to the wrong person, it'll just send you haywire. And I talked to a trusted friend, and I told her what happened, and she was very kind, very loving, and she just said like, hey, it's just something that happened. It was an accident. It's not the end of the world. And I'm kind of giving you the abbreviated version. And when she said it, it kind of helped take a lot of the sting out of what had happened, because I was really going into poor me, the pity, right? Like how many of us have ever had these like pity parties, right? Like, right, it's not meant to happen, and I'm not meant to have this, and all this kind of stuff. So, it helped calm me down and start to put some perspective on it. And I was really fortunate because I had a coaching call with my coach, and I talked to her about it, and she kind of shared a lot of the same stuff back to me that she kind of mirrored it back, that I would basically say to my clients. But you know how it is, the shoemaker's children, sometimes when we're caught in the middle, we don't always see these things, and you need somebody who gets it and knows you to kind of help you through it. And it's just so critical, because our goals are so important. And just kind of a side note, I am doing a one-day event in September all about your goals. It's called Strategize to Success, and all about really helping you get clarity on what goals you want to achieve, knowing exactly what action to take so you won't be overwhelmed, you won't procrastinate, instead everything will be aligned. We're going to do tapping to help you clear out, the blocks that might be having you think like, I've tried this before, it's too hard, it won't work, I'm overwhelmed, all those kind of little minutia things that pop up in your brain that seem so insurmountable. The laws of attraction will be involved, neuroscience techniques, all sorts of cool stuff. So when you leave the event, you're going to leave feeling really rock solid confident. You're going to feel good about what you're going after because it's what you want, not what someone's telling you, but what you want. You believe in yourself. You believe you can accomplish it. You're going to have a really solid action plan. And, to set you on fire so you can either reach or potentially exceed this. So you can get more details, katebeaters.com/intensive. It's katebeaters.com/intensive. So I want to go back to the story and share with you what my coach reminded me of. And one thing she said to me, which is so critical, is that here I had my idea, right? This brilliant idea, which when it first came to me, I thought it was like the most brilliant of ideas that could ever be manifested in someone's brain, right? Have you ever had those ideas? It was so good. And then in the other side, I had this shattered glass with green smoothie mess all over my kitchen. And what I did, which a lot of us do, and if you're willing to admit it, if you're not willing, that's okay. But if you're not willing to admit it, you'll never work through it. Is that I combine the two. I intertwine them. And we tend to do that. We tend to make a meaning there that's not really there. So it's kind of like, if this glass shatters and smoothies all over the place, then that means my idea is no good. It means I'm not meant for this level of success. It means I'm not deserving of this success. We make meaning of something. So if you go in the car to that networking event, and the networking event, which could potentially, introduce you to new clients, new opportunities, new people to collaborate with, new ideas, all sorts of things. But when that car doesn't start, or that computer's not working correctly, or the internet's not right, or whatever the heck else, is in the way, the kids are noisy, and you make meaning saying that, see, it's not meant to be, I'm not worthy of this, I'm not deserving of it, it's not meant to happen, it's not a good idea. Whatever you tell yourself, you've got that go or don't go moment, and you're stopping yourself because you're intertwining the two. And she reminded me that these are two separate things. There's There's my idea, which may be a fantastic, fabulous, amazing, maybe it is the best idea ever known to mankind, or maybe it's just a good idea. I mean, who the heck knows, right? My idea. And then there's the broken glass with the smoothie all over the place. And what's really the truth is that I probably filled the glass way too high. I was dancing and singing and I was ecstatic. I was celebrating. I was not paying attention and the glass just hit something, right? It does nothing to do with whether my idea is a good idea or bad idea or whether I'm meant for this level of success or not meant for this level of success. So I want you to really hear that because that is so critical because I see this time and time again when I work with my clients, how they make meaning, they intertwine something that happens when really all that's really going on is just something popped up and it's an interruption, it's a bleep, and it's working your way through it. So that's one thing I wanted you to know going forward to help you move forward. The other thing I want to share with you is that, you know, when this happens with my clients, one thing I remind them about is their inner child. And some of you may be familiar with that expression about inner children or our inner child, or if you've worked with me, you're familiar with it. If you are not familiar with it, it doesn't mean that you've got multiple personalities or schizophrenic or anything like that. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is we have younger selves at various ages that come out to play, you know, and sometimes they're doing mischief, and sometimes they think they're doing the best thing for us, but they're making decisions at where they are. So a really great way of explaining that is I had a mentor once who described it as like buying a house with a kindergarten mind. So let's say you're out looking for houses and all of a sudden there's this house and it's got this big, huge yard and swings in it and there's a park across the street and maybe there's some kids riding around with bicycles. Well, the little kid in you, the little 5, 6-year-old is going to go like, woo, you know, look at the backyard and there's swings and slides and there's a park across the street and look at all the kids. This is so much fun. We're buying this house. Whee! You know, little kids like that, right? So we often buy the house from the kindergarten mind, like, look how much fun this is going to be. Where the adult in you afterwards, you know, your current age, whatever that is, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, is saying like, what the heck did we get ourselves into? You know, we've got several $100,000 worth of repairs we got to do to make this place livable. But we made a decision based in a kindergarten mind. Happens all the time. You go to buy a car, right? Ooh, shiny car, especially like a shiny brand new black car or red car. A red car, forget it. I mean, look how pretty they are, right? And it's like, woo, you go sit in the driver's seat and all the buttons, right? They all light up and all the things. And the newer the model, the more buttons there are and gadgets and things that you probably may never know even how to use. That little kid in you, that younger self, is like, woohoo, we have to have this. Where your current age self is like, you know, that's like $800 a month. You know, I don't know if it's necessary for us to buy a convertible when we live in, you know, Minnesota, but that's what you're dealing with. And what happens is these younger selves become so powerful. We don't even realize our younger self is becoming in control, and we let them run the show. That's why we end up making a lot of decisions where afterwards we go like, why did I eat that ice cream at 11 o'clock at night? Why did I do this? Why did I do that? Why do I keep starting and stopping? It's the younger self. And we rationalize it. So I want to really just make you aware that that is another thing that's happening when you do this go or don't go thing. So to kind of dramatize what happened with me, and I'm really going to dramatize it just so you can really see the point, is that when this mess first happened, well, of course, the little girl in me, the little 5 or 6-year-old, is thinking like, I don't want to get in trouble, right? Remember when you were a little kid? It's like, you know, if you broke something, you know, you might have gotten in trouble. So it's like, there's this big, huge mess. I don't want to get in trouble, and who's going to clean it up, right? So no wonder I was upset. And then you have a bit older self who's going like, this isn't fun. You know, this isn't fun. We were having a party. It was so good. We were singing and dancing and having so much fun, and life was great. And now we have to clean up a mess. That's not fair. You know, you always stop us from having fun. I mean, doesn't that sound like a teenager? You know, the arms crossed, like, you know, we can't have any fun when you're around. You know how teenagers get sometimes towards adults. It's like, we're having fun, and now you're making us, you know, do serious things. And there's probably another part of me that was saying, you know, why does this always happen? You know, because we get very dramatic. You know, we go A to Z, like, well, always. Well, it doesn't always happen, but we make it like, why does it always happen, with always underlined and bolded and like flashing lights? Why does this always happen? And so understand that you've got all these parts of you showing up when these things are happening. And so that these things stop you from moving forward. And For those of you who are new to this concept, if you're saying, not me, I'm going to promise you, you do. And if you're not willing to take a look at it, it's just going to keep you repeating the same things over and over again in your life. So I wanted to do this to really share with you. And please, if this concept resonated, please, hearts, likes, comments, all that kind of stuff. If you're new to it, if maybe it presented a different angle, let's see some of that stuff showing up for you. And I really want to make you aware of this so that way, when you get your go or don't go moment, awareness is the first key, right? Because awareness puts you back in that place of power. Because once I understood what was going on, I was able to separate the two out and not make it mean that because the glass broke and the smoothies all over the place that my idea was bad. As I was able to separate them, I looked at this very, very differently. And I've been able to instead move forward. I'm super excited. I've been putting actions into place that are totally rocking it. And it feels really good, right? Because I took my power back and I'm back straight on line. So think about these things that I've taught you. I would love to, if for those of you who this resonated with and want to work further, and get some private coaching to kind of work through some of these things, please email my team, info@katebeaters.com. That's info@katebeaters.com. Please share this training. This is so super powerful. I know when I learn these things, and that's why I love to teach them, totally turn my life around. And I want the same for you. I want to help you to go into your brilliance. So until we meet again, be brilliant.